Welcome children to my English class. So today's topic is turning the tide. So last week we had started with this chapter of Turning the Tide by Karthik Shankar. Today we are going to complete this lesson. So now let's know about the author. So here you can see the picture of Karthik Shankar. His work with marine turtles in the last 20 years had led to broader interest in the coastal and marine conservation. So basically, he is a conservationist. Currently, he serves as an associate professor at the Center for Ecological Sciences, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. At CES, where he also worked for his doctoral degree, Karthik supervises students' research on the range of taxa, including for frogs, reptiles, birds, plants, reef fish, and other marine fauna. So his project for research is the fauna of the marine life. So he works at Dakshin, is embedded in the belief that social, cultural, and political contexts largely determine conservation outcomes. So Karthik's work is regarding the marine life of the fauna. Now proceeding with the lesson, let's do a little bit recapitulation of whatever we had learned last week. So we had learned about Aribida, which is an annual ritual regarding the reedlet turtles' indulgence of coming to the particular shore where they were born and laying eggs in that particular shore itself. So this is known as Aribada. So the author is telling us to imagine ourselves on a beach in Orissa in winter. So there is a moonlight, and suddenly someone notices thousands and thousands of shining black olive ridley turtles gathering. They are about 50 or 55 kilograms of weight, and they are dragging to lay their eggs in the nest. So, and they hatch their eggs over there and they leave the place. Now, how can they find this turtle? Can they find their same beach to lay their eggs? It is due to the magnetic field of the earth. So they have done this for millions of years, but nowadays these sea turtles are threatened by the human activity. Why? Because due to the increasing of pollution in the oceans. So the electric lights on the beach confuse and makes them confused regarding the hatchling process and prevents them from finding the ocean after they hatch their eggs. Then fishing nets have been killing them. So in Orissa, more than 1 lakh olive ridley has already been killed due to the trawl fishing nets. So proceeding with today's lesson, we will see what happens next. I saw my first olive ridley turtle one moonlit night in Chennai. So the author has seen his first olive ridley turtle in a moonlit night in Chennai. We had just started a student group to conserve turtles. So he has started his work to conserve the turtles, and he has started with a first students group. So what was their work? We watched the female turtle come ashore, crawl up to a dry part of the beach, dig a 2 feet deep nest with her hind flippers. So here you can see a picture of the turtle children, I guess. So the wings are, just a minute. So I will just use the pointer to show you all. So here you can see the hind flippers of the turtle. So by using these flippers, the turtle used to dig the ground, and they used to dig a 2 feet deep ground in the to have their nest with their flippers and lay 100 to 150 eggs. So this is the amount of the eggs they used to lay. That is 100 to 150. The hatchling would emerge about 2 months later. So after 2 months, the eggs used to give out the babies, and under the cover of darkness make a swift dash to the sea, which they locate by reflection of the moonlight and starlight on the water. So how they used to return back to the ocean? They used to return back to the ocean by the reflection of the moonlight and the stars. Now, nearly 20 years later, some of those hatchlings have hopefully reached adulthood. So after 20 years, these little turtles have reached their adulthood, means they have become grown-up turtles. The group with which I saw my first Olive Ridley is still active. So the author here informs us that the first group which he had formed to work for this turtle, that group is still in active state, means that they are still working for conserving the nature. It had been joined by other organizations, and they all work for conservation of these fascinating marine animals. So these people have been helping to conserve this marine animals. So they are still working, and more members and more organizations and NGOs have joined them. All this and more effort will be required to counter new threats on the horizon. So whatever new threat is coming to this genre, they are going to handle it and counter them, means they are going to solve those problems. So in Orissa, several ports have been planned along the coast, such as Dhamra. This is less than 10 kilometers from Gahirmatha, a major nestling site for the reedless. So Gahirmatha is a major site for the reedless nestling, and that is why this coast is planned along Dhamra. Offshore oil exploration poses another threat. Oil exploration is another threat to these coastal animals, means these marine animals. This coastal development with attendant problems of pollution, lighting and habitat loss due to the change in the beach dynamics are sure to cause even further decline to the population. So these are the causes for the extinction of the olive ridley, means they are decreasing in number. For these are the causes of the problem of the pollution. What are those? Problem of pollution, lighting in the beach, and habitat loss, and the change in dynamics of the beach. Not only will sea turtle and other marine organisms suffer, but so will the people who depend on marine resources for their livelihood. It is not only these animals, these aquatic animals who are going to suffer, but the people also, their occupation also depends on these animals. So that is also going to suffer, means the coastal people, their main source of income is through fishing, and if the fishes do not exist, then they are also going to suffer. Their livelihood is also coming at stake. So often such development does not help local people as much as it is expected to do. So it is not only affecting these animals, but these are affecting the local people. And these developments of things which create pollutions and all these problems in this to these aquatic animals, they are no help to the local peoples. They are also suffering due to it. So sea turtles are only one of the many species that are threatened by human activity. So we can see that it is only not only the sea turtles who are threatened. There are many numerous number of species who resides in the water, and their life is threatened, or they are at stake. Will they survive into the next century? That depends on us. So it is us, we are responsible for their survival. If we do not take an initiative, if we do not take a stand, then they are going to extinct. So children, we must understand, we must be very careful to protect our earth, else our existence will also be questioned. If we live near the coast, so what should we do? That depends on us. If we live near the coast, find out which species of sea turtle nests on those beaches and joint effort to save them. They need all the help they can get. So it is a request from the author's side if we are living in near a sea coast, to find out which species of turtles live there and help them out. So it is our earth, it is our mother, it is our home. If we want to make our home beautiful, we need to conserve it. Each and every species is important. So we must stop polluting the beaches, and we must be of the aware of all these pollutants, and we must take care that we do not spread more pollution. So children, we have come to the end of the chapter. So I hope you have understood today's lesson. So this much for today. More we will discuss it in the live class. Thank you, and all of you have a